Here he is. Welcome back. That worked out perfectly. Yeah, one take as well, guys. Welcome back to the I Want to Meet LeBron James podcast. This is episode 103. If you're watching this, LeBron, you're taking the piss, quite frankly, at this point. You know what I mean? Like, you're even more creepy than me, quite frankly. If you're watching all these and you're still not reached out, but you know, whatever, you're busy. Well, you're not even in the playoffs, but anyway. Let's get into it. I mean, you know us, you love us, quite frankly. It's the Cum Brothers. What's happening? Sam Kissajukian, good to see you, lad.
Good to see you.
Exactly. You can't spell sperm without Sam. That's what I always say. You know what I mean?
There's no A.
Well, I still always say it.
Spam.
Spam.
Spam. Tinned spam.
It's a rare delicacy in some places.
It's very popular in Fiji. They eat a lot of spam though. Anyway.
Somewhere else, and the Philippines as well, they love a bit of spam there.
Yeah.
Mark, who's staying in the Walleye Creek house, they're always smashing the spam and shit like that.
I've never had spam in my life.
Really?
I had a lot of spam.
A lot of spam? What's that?
It's from the earlier joke.
Okay. Oh, you've definitely had that in or around your mouth for sure.
Back.
Yeah, that's. Yeah, but even then, I think you changed it again.
From the earlier joke, do you remember? You got goldfish memory now.
Oh, of course, baby.
I won't do any callbacks.
You can't do that 1 minute in. Not 1 minute in. That's crazy. They got to take notes in that. So this is my second last night in Sydney, and I'm spending it with obviously my good friend, partner in crime, Sam Kissajukian, in his warehouse of all places. You know what I mean? Because this is where it started, the Cum Brothers. So it's got to finish here. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, you're going to die here, obviously, you know what I mean? But I might even die here as well.
If I die here, it'll be on brand. And that's what's about these days.
It will be exactly how the suicide note said it would go.
This won't be a suicide.
No?
I think I'll climb up a ladder and get trapped in some kind of air vent. And
You're going to John McClane?
The metal music will be playing too loudly and no one will hear.
Yeah. Oh, your music will be playing?
I'll be counting jelly beans above the radiator.
And then maybe cats will eat your face or something?
I don't have any cats, but they will come.
Oh, they will come. They can smell loneliness. Speaking of pussy, I just got to throw this in last night. Your boy had a threesome last night. What it is. Sam was not there.
I would like to know.
It was me and two women. It wasn't even a devil's threesome. It was a proper one. It was sick. Shout out to you, special ladies, but I'm not gonna. You're here now, but you were there.
Isn't this a basketball podcast?
I know.
You're bragging about people you slept with.
Well, I was wearing a LeBron James jersey, and I was fucking one of them. So that makes, you know what I mean. That's good, isn't it? But anyway, hopefully they're listening upon. I left a few business cards behind when I sauntered off in the morning, late afternoon.
I came to talk about basketball, and now it's like sperm and bragging
one
about
of them. We have to get these riffs out the way. One of them wakes up the other one. She's like, "Don't you start working at 11?" And she's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "It's 11:01." And then it was like, "Everybody else." I was like, "Oh, god damn it!" Got that fucking walk of shame and shit like that.
That's what you call a threesome.
The what?
When one person wakes up another person and
We done all the sexy stuff before. We were having sex, hitting some bongs, all that sort of shit, taking turns, you know what I mean? God give you 10 fingers for a reason, isn't it? So, what it is, you do the maths. But you're right, let's get into basketball talk. Because I got a lot of editing to do already.
This is the playoffs of podcasts.
This is Game 7.
During the regular season of the podcast,
people will be
we take it easy. But during the playoffs of the podcast, we up our game.
Yeah, exactly.
This is where the veterans shine, and the guys brag about threesomes get benched.
If Linda Dodge's drinking a beer before the game, then I'm talking about threesomes on a basketball podcast.
Apple juice out of a sippy cup with a 7'9" Bohemian Rhapsody, wasn't it? What's it?
Boban?
Boban.
Oh my lord, Bohemian Rhapsody.
He's behemoth.
Did you see Game 7 at the end when the fucking Suns' woeful game got blown out pretty much, like, by the Mavs? Did you see at the end what happened?
Someone touched Chris Paul's mother.
No, that was the game before. That was what was that? Did you see that?
It was just like this.
It was like a 14-year-old as well. He was like, he couldn't be more like...
Hey, when you see what you like.
Yeah, that kid's watching a lot of MILF porn. But no, this was the game after, so we're on Boban watch, obviously, because end of the game, you know what I mean? Like, all the players are in. It's a blowout, all the stars are out. And he's just dribbling up the court, and, you know what I mean? 3 seconds left, you normally just let the clock go down.
Yeah.
Especially if there's no chance of winning or tying it or whatever. You just go, and then he got a little cheeky steal. I can't even remember who it was. Stole the ball, Cameron Payne or something like that, and then Boban went up to him and like was arcing up. Like, you have to be in the wrong if Boban gets angry at you.
Yeah.
He's the nicest guy ever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
All the Eastern Europeans, if they arc up at you, you know, like Nikola Jokic.
Well, I mean, yeah, but his brothers are fucking nutcases, obviously.
Yeah, he runs the Twitter game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that stuff when they hit whatever.
Yeah, but if Boban, it is. I like when I mean, like, who's tall but also very mean, like DeMarcus Cousins.
I was going to say Boogie, yeah, for sure.
I liked him because he's like, he can hurt you and he will also use it to his advantage. But Boban can hurt, but choose. It's like when Nikola Jokic. Do you remember when he like shoulder slams?
Oh yeah, is it Markey from
one of the Morris brothers?
Yeah, whatever.
And I was like, the guy was out for like weeks. I think it was like.
Is he? I don't even know if he's back yet.
I think he retired.
I think so. He got pushed all the way to Serbia, didn't he?
It was ridiculous. Like, he just went so far.
And those two brothers are meant to be like in the NBA, like, oh, don't fuck with them.
But you just need to do that like once a season to remind. Like, you could be nice all season and then just end someone's playing career once a season. People are like, oh, we won't fuck with that guy.
Yeah, exactly. Or just rip a jersey once in a while.
Do you think?
Just get it angry and just rip your jersey or something. You got walk to the bench, maybe rip it.
I do that all the time. I still get benched. I'm ready to play.
Yeah. You're just ripping jerseys one at a time on the bench. They're like, no.
Edward Scissorhands just cutting
So, what were we talking about?
Well, I think it was like basketball.
Yeah, basketball, but what was we always saying, yeah, so Bowbeds. So what do you reckon, how many games Mavs or Warriors or what?
Well, it's hard to know. Like, I mean, I didn't even know what that matchup, because I imagine that, like, the Warriors are well suited to playing, like, long teams, and the Mavs are kind of like a small ball lineup. Now, because now they've replaced Porzingis with Dinwiddie.
Yeah.
And they don't really have like a traditional center
He's
starting.
got Powell, but he's not really like a center. Like, he's a roller. You know what I mean? He's an athletic. But
I kind of feel like it's
he's
like
barely 7 foot.
It's a good, like, and they're shooting well. Like, you know what I mean? They've got great. Luka's a great playmaker, but they've got like they're surrounded by good shooters, and Dinwiddie's a great. Like, I don't even like. I think the Nets are like. You watch these, like...
I don't know how you... Like,
how do you let go of him?
Borderline all-star when he was on the Nets, you know what I mean?
And he was like the guy that was playing well when you needed people to play well, and they kind of just took him for granted. They're like, well, we got so many good players that, like, well, you're our fifth option. And now it's like...
Well, you need the bench. It's like, most of the games, that's what they got beat by. Boston was the bench.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie and Durant both had 30-point games, same game, numerous times, and they still lost, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need somebody off the bench in that, for sure. And he was cooking, not today though. Even Luka, I had this gentleman's 15 multi. All the safe ones didn't come in. Like Luka got 20, you know what I mean? I had him for like 25, Steph and all that other stuff.
I mean, it's just showing like now, it's like, you see the teams that are thriving, and it's like, it's depth.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And it's like, you saw the Mavericks, I feel like, having Luka injured was great in that they kind of like were forced to...
Well, Jalen Brunson definitely took a step forward, you know what I mean? Like,
Dinwiddie took a step up as well. Yeah. And now it's like, you see like that, like the Heat in the Celtics is a great example. It's like, it's just depth. Like, they're just... And it's like any given person can score 20 to 30 points a night. Exactly. Like, you've got like 5 guys that can score 20, 1 guy that can score 40, 2 guys that can score 30.
So what do you got? You got Jimmy 30-40 every night. Same for Tatum, 30-40 every night.
Yeah.
Then the next is what, like a Jaylen Brown, 20-30.
Marcus Smart can score like 20.
No, but even before him though, you've got Brown. You'd have him over Smart scoring. Even Horford has been having like 20 games. You know what I mean? And then obviously Smart as well. He's been shooting a bunch of nice threes and that. And then same with the Heat. You got like, I mean, Lowry's not even showed up yet, and they've been winning easily. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like,
I feel like
Lowry should be at 15, 20, or at least like fucking 10 assists. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then Tyler's good for 20, 25 off the bench, even 30. Oladipo can do that. Robinson can get hot. You know what I mean? Strus, I think had like a 30-point game. You know what I mean? It's like they got options there.
And I think like it's like that's.
Oh, and then Bam Adebayo sorry as well.
And then it's like you see these teams, and something I always notice is like they're like, oh, like these key players are so good in the in the playoffs. It's all about like star players, like isolation, but it's like the teams do figure out how to defend against them, and even if they have to do like certain doubles or like switch the way they work the pick and roll, they defend against it. It's like I feel like the team that can like pivot to a different strategy and go, okay, cool. Well, we'll just feed the ball to the, the 3 or the 2, or now they're going for the 3. We'll switch back here, and it's like any person can just pick up and be like, all right, I'm the scorer for this game.
I mean, Heat is team basketball for sure. That's it, you know what I mean? Like, they pride themselves on all that, like, next man up sort of mentality. And the same with the Celtics, you know what I mean? That core's been together for a while now, like, even with Brad Stevens in the head office being the old coach and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Like, they're both playing very well together, yeah.
And the top teams in the East and the West, like, there's 4 teams, like, they're like probably they're all top 8 defensive teams in the entire league.
Oh yeah, well I mean just you've got the defensive player of the year, you know what I mean?
I think Mavs is like 4th for like 2022.
Yeah.
And then like Celtics Heat are 1 and 2, and then the Warriors were 1 last season, like last year. But now they have the ability to Draymond.
Well, I mean Draymond there, but I mean Clay used to be a 3-and-D now. Clay's like he's like I'm not even playing defense anymore. But his confidence is not shot. He's chucking up everything.
He throws up everything.
Like it's insane. Like. And it just looks like butter, though, that's it, you know what I mean? I mean, as soon as it leaves his hand, whatever, the wind or something, somebody's left the window open, it's fucked it up. But
it's good to have him back.
You're beating around the bush, what do you reckon? Mavs, Suns, how many games?
Dribbling around the bush.
Dribbling around the bush, nice, stay on theme, I like
Dribbling directly into the bush, not scared of what's in the bush.
It's me.
It's Robert Williams III.
It's Robert Time Lord! Time Lord is in the bush.
Just blocks the dribble.
What a legend.
What do I think? Mavs. I think the Warriors in 6.
But you want the Mavs?
Nah, I'm pretty easy the way.
Nah, I mean the matter is that they've been there.
The Mavs would be great. Yeah, the Mavs
would be great. You're like Mavs Heat final 2011 rematch. You know what I mean? That would be sick. That they played 2006 as well. They both got 1, and then boom.
I mean, the thing is that the Warriors is like, I want the Mavs to win, but then it's kind of like, it'd be great if the Mavs win. The great thing about it is, I mean, it doesn't matter if they win or not. They get into the conference finals. They'll get some great players next year.
Yeah,
they'll get some great Jason Kidd.
What are you saying? What were you saying? He ain't got no respect. What were you saying?
Wasn't this his first year as
head coach? Roger Dangerfield him? No, last season, because he was assistant coach with Lakers, won with them. You know what I mean? A big part of that coaching staff as well. To be honest, I didn't want him to go. I would have wanted to stay, and then maybe when Frank went, he would have become head coach. But he was there last season, and he just couldn't get out the first round forever. Like even Luka getting out the first round is an accomplishment. Never mind the Western Conference Finals. You know what I mean? They win 2 games.
It was hard. I've never been out of the first round.
Never have you? No. A very successful playing tournament though, wasn't it for you? Yeah, so I reckon Jason Kidd is the. I mean, he's a great point guard. He was a big point guard. You know what I mean? That's a Luka magic. You know what I mean? 6'8", but he was 6'6". He was a triple double machine. Like all the records Luka's breaking now, probably some of them were Jason Kidd's. You know what I mean? So if you could pick a coach player, they're perfect for each other in that.
It is. I mean, you got like Steve Nash on the Nets, and so it's like it's starting to happen more and more.
Yeah. Oh, Steve Nash on the Nets, no more. He's at the wheel. He's gone. You reckon? It was a fun experiment. First time coach.
It's such a clusterfuck that like but I mean, what do you do? What coach can handle Kyrie Irving playing half the games? Like if Kyrie Irving was playing all the games, if you just got vaxxed, then Harden would have stuck around.
Yeah.
And then you've got like chemistry, and like they would have been a great 3 together. I mean, like he's not playing as well, but they would have played. He was a great point guard for those 2, and so I think they would be fine. I think it's just like he didn't have a rotation the entire. How do you get into the playoffs and be like, all right, now we're going to play with these people we've never played with?
Yeah, exactly.
And he got a bunch of new players as well.
Yeah.
That were used to a different system, so I don't know. It just was an impossible situation.
Yeah.
Like Harden forced his way out. Like.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, so.
Yeah, exactly, and it must have been bad locker room or whatever. If you don't want to play with Kyrie and KD, you know what I mean? Like that's crazy, you know.
It's just so much drama.
Like, that's insane.
I just think that like the great thing is that like
those New York strip clubs, baby. That's what it is.
The Mavs have that kind of like underdog vibe about them, so it's like it's their game to win. You know what I mean?
Oh, they ain't scared of the Warriors. I don't think. You know what I mean? Like
well, they're further than they want.
The Warriors, you'd be like fucking super team. You know what I mean? But
yeah, but now they're getting cocky.
But now it's like Luka is like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was on the Mavs, I'm like, yeah, they got Steph, but we got Luka, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, same with the Grizzlies, even the Timberwolves.
John
Like they're nipping at the heels of these like.
What do you think of Pat Beverly going on and just talking so much shit about Chris Paul?
I didn't hear it.
He called him a cone. He called him a cone because he can't play defense. Cones. He's like, what do you do with cones? You dribble around it.
Wait, did he get out in the first round?
Yeah, exactly. So then he was talking shit about Chris Paul when he got knocked out of the game 7. Yeah, but he won that, like the Timberwolves meme. It was like playing champions 2022 or whatever. It was like him with the trophy or something. The fucking.
What's he even talking? Didn't he?
He's a role player. You're talking about a Hall of Famer.
Didn't he get like the Clippers didn't renew his contract, and then he got like, didn't he end up? Where did he end up? The Grizzlies or something before he got traded to the Timberwolves?
Nah, he was somewhere.
He was somewhere they just didn't play him.
Yeah, nah, exactly.
They were like, he was maybe done. Like he didn't want to be there. They didn't want him.
And he's done alright at the Timberwolves, you know what I mean? Like,
no, he's done great.
He's done good there, like.
But also, shut the fuck up.
He's your favourite player, most hated player.
You're the loudest for like you're making a lot of noise, but also like
you're not really doing anything.
It's like he beat his old team in the playing tournament, and I think it's like he's like, I am the Clippers.
I mean, without Paul George and fucking Kawhi, you know what I mean? He beat Reggie Jackson. You know what I mean?
Wasn't he talking about Harden as well? I think he was
probably or something like that. But
he's just shitting on all.
But then he was like all the other like Damian Lillard piped up and he was like, shut your mouth, you don't know. Stop telling like inside secrets or whatever the fuck and shit like that.
What do you think about like Draymond Green like divulging strategy? Like he's like analyzing the game on like YouTube. I think it's on Vibe or something.
He's they always get him on the TNT sometime and stuff.
They got him on another one where he does like a detailed analysis of like certain playoff games.
Yeah.
And it's like so technical that I think you're still in the tournament. Like it feels weird to.
Yeah.
Like because that's his
like over people's games or like, their games.
Who's that for? That's for his own career as a commentator that he wants to get.
Yeah.
But it just feels weird during the playoffs to be like...
I mean, especially if he's still in the playoffs.
Yeah, you think like you lock that shit down. You're not telling everyone how you think.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, the game's fucking changed now, and you know what I mean? Like, that was it. Like, back in the day, it was all closed workouts, you know what I mean? Now it's like camera crews in, all the players on IG, it's like...
Everyone knows how everyone does it. But then I want to hear the secrets afterwards, not during. I mean, it's nice. I appreciate it, but it's just kind of weird from a play in the thing.
I know.
I kind of don't want to hear.
Like Kobe did it when he retired, like the detail. You know what I mean? But he wasn't talking about himself, and if Draymond's talking about it, it's weird. Yeah.
You kind of want them to be like they're a basketball player, and you see him as a basketball player, and you're talking shit about them, their game, and then like him speaking for like 20 minutes about how he thought these games went. It's like. It's just like there's too many hats, man. Like I want to be like fucking Draymond Green.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Draymond Green, but like I don't want him to be like, well, blah 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 blah.
Yeah. I mean, and then also like he's an asshole as well. Just commit.
He's so lovely on
to that.
Thing.
You know what I mean? You're like, what are you on about, lad? Yeah, this ain't you. You know what I mean? You're corporate drone.
But good on him. He'll be a good commentator.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, he'll replace. I think Charles said he was going to retire. Charles Barkley from inside the NBA or whatever. When he was 65 or something like that. So he'll probably replace him or whatever or something like that. Yeah. I don't know who's going to replace Ernie Johnson though. Who are you replacing Ernie Johnson? You know, the old white dude sits in the middle of them.
Oh, who do you think?
Who?
JJ
Redick?
I mean, who else is there?
Oh, JJ Redick is sick though.
I mean, but he's the only person that's actually...
He's great at it. He's new as well, yeah. He's great at it. But Ernie wasn't a player. Ernie was like, I don't know, I feel like it has to be another old guy or something like... Or a Doris Burke, maybe, or something like that. Get those boys in line.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they'll get a... I don't know. Maybe they should get someone from the WNBA.
I mean, come on. I know it's a comedy podcast, but let's keep it serious.
I'm being serious.
No, I know.
Like an old white woman.
That's why I said Doris Burke. She's a legend.
She played the first game. Oh, she
yeah. Oh, for sure. Yo, she's the fucking female goat here.
Female goat. The female feels like a slur. Doris Burke, the female goat.
The goated heat.
She could stand on the kitchen counter. Like goats stand on things.
Oh Oh yeah, absolutely. They're nuts. Those goats are nuts though. They got nothing. They got like 4 hooves on like this little bit here. You're like, what the fuck?
Doris Berg, she's standing on the top of the backboard. Oh, that's right.
How'd you get up there again?
That's goats for you.
Oh my lord.
Could I ask, how did you feel about the MVP being awarded to Nikola Jokic?
I thought it should have been Embiid, me personally.
Do you think that's because of the story? But like, when you look at like the stats, which is, I love stats.
I mean, you love the goddamn stats to get you wet.
What's your reason? I'll say why I think it was a good choice, and you tell me why you think.
So I reckon, obviously,
You're wrong.
Jamal Murray being out, so you got no Jamal Murray and you got no Michael Porter Jr., you know what I mean? The 2 other starters, like the other 2 leading scorers on the team. So they're out, so he's doing it on his own, I guess. He makes them to playoffs. He's also breaking records, like what, in the season, he's the only player to have 12,000 points. Was it 500?
12,000 points?
Was it? No, 2,000. Give this man the score and title now.
Will Chamberlain, best game ever, average.
He's averaging 100.
I'll tell you what that is. That's more than every team scored in each game.
He's
the only player on the court.
Get your calculator out.
I've got it here.
12,000 divided by 82.
Is about 148 points.
Okay. And I still think it should have been Embiid. He's at 148.
He got a few points off for being selfish. No assists.
Yeah. He had like 2,000, I think, or something like, on 1,000. 500.
10,000 assists.
He had 10 points, alright? I don't know where I'm getting this from.
Assist if
You
pass
look
to
at
yourself?
stats, I don't.
Didn't you pass to yourself and get an assist?
Nah.
Or do you have to say assist?
You gotta self-pass, you gotta say it.
Oh, yeah.
But then most people just steal it because they know what you're doing.
What do you say when you do a self-pass? Because when you do the shot, you might be like Kobe. If you do like a bit of Black Mamba.
Oh, if you're throwing it off the backboard, I would say McGrady.
McGrady.
Yeah, because he threw himself a self-alley in
Yeah,
the All-Star game.
Yeah,
McGrady. That was sick, McGrady for sure. Or T-Mac.
Yeah.
If you're in a rush.
What would you say if you yelled at Jokic? Joker, what move do you think would suit that?
Just a bounce pass, just a real clean bounce pass, not too crazy, just a pure fundamentals.
If you do a bounce pass off someone into someone's face and back to you, you could be Joker, McGrady, Kobe,
Joker McGrady hits him and he dies. Joker McGrady, Kobe. R.I.P. To a legend. But yeah, so I reckon all that sort of stuff. But then Embiid wins leading scorer and stuff like that. And then he didn't really have Harden, you know what I mean? He had that whole thing about the Sixers, the Simmons drama. He had all that. Harden came, Harden was shit, you know what I mean? So it's like, I think, and then Embiid, I don't know, I feel like more teams are scared of Embiid than Jokic maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like big men. Like 2 years ago, Dwight Howard was bullying Jokic, you know what I mean? Like you can kind of push him around a bit. I mean, he's massive and he knows how to use his body, but he's not like, you know what I mean? He's not dunking on anybody or nothing like that, you know what I mean? Like
more of a
Embiid
display of like physical dominance, but then you think about it, like...
And Embiid's a better 3-point shooter for sure. He's a better, just shooter, I reckon, to be honest.
I think Jokic's field goal percentage was higher this year.
Really?
Yeah.
For free?
No.
Just in general,
Just in general.
And then I'm not a big fan of back-to-back MVPs.
I think it was more just like the assists. I think it was a playmaking.
Oh yeah, I mean he could be the only centre to average a triple-double, you know what I mean, ever, which is like he's close to
he got the most triple-doubles in the season and the most double-doubles.
So there's a few. He's ticking some boxes and stuff. And what about you?
And so he won MVP last year.
Yeah. And
this year he has more stats.
Yeah, so it's like, but I'm not a big fan of the back-to-back, to be honest. And then you see when they awarded him it, he rocked up on like the fucking cart with like 2 horses or whatever. He's back home in Serbia. There's a video like they rock up or whatever in Serbia and they give it to him at his farm and he just comes around the corner and he's like, alright.
Wow.
No, real gypsy shit, it's sick.
Yeah, it's interesting.
He's using that trophy as a doorstop, for sure. He does not give a shit about that.
But he got like 66 first place votes out of 100.
Yeah, it wasn't close as I thought it was going to be, I know, that's right. And then Giannis is like, I mean, you just throw him up there because he is just he's dominant as fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But Shaq was dominating, but I mean, he only won it once.
It was funny,
You know what I
like
mean?
I was looking at it, and I'll just get my phone to have a look. There's like the MVP votes, just because you vote like first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and so you get 5 points for first, and then I think like 1 point.
Who
for
is it?
fifth.
It's just media, isn't it?
Um,
Well, teams get a. Players don't get a go.
I think it's
obviously,
just
do
I think it's just media.
Yeah.
I think it's All Stars. They can vote.
They should change that.
What do they have here for fifth place votes? There was one funny
Devin
one.
Booker top 5. That's nice.
There was like it was like so. It was, Joker had 65, Embiid 26, Giannis 9. Devin Booker got 1 second place vote, so it was, and then some third place. Luka got, but then the fourth and fifth place, Luka got a lot. So he ended up getting like 100 votes, but they were like fourth and fifth place votes. So it's like he's in the conversation.
Yeah.
Tatum, Morant, these guys all got a few, but just.
I agree with that. DeRozan maybe a bit
DeRozan.
higher. LeBron, just
Yeah, there was like 11 people vote, like not that many people voted LeBron, and then Durant, and then
well, then you take LeBron's and KD's the greatness for granted. You know what I mean? Because they've been doing it the same every year for so long. You know what I mean? At such a high level.
Yeah.
What other things did you have in your little notes? Let's go back to
I got
that.
some things I'll talk about.
There was a good one in there. What was it? The 5 things that basketball players get annoyed at. I did like that. Was that what it was?
The top 5 ways to disrespect someone on the court.
Disrespect somebody?
Mm-hmm.
That's even better actually. The annoying thing is like whatever. The disrespect is, I guess like if somebody's open or whatever, like not hitting them, taking a contested shot, you know what I mean, or just not getting the ball in general. Like I've played the other day, I had to be like, yo, what the fuck? I'm on the team as well because those 4 dudes know each other, so they're just passing. So I'm just running up to getting fucking cardio. You know what I mean? So like obviously, but if you're not seeing the ball, if you're not touching and stuff like that, but if somebody's fucking, you know what I mean, if he's taking it but he's making it, you can't really say nothing. You know what I mean? Like if some guys just dribble up and just keeps hitting them and shit like that, but if he's not, what else?
I have no idea what you're talking about. So how is that disrespecting someone?
Well, it's like if I'm like myself, I was disrespected because you're not getting a touch of the ball. You know what I mean? You're just running up and down full court.
If you're not,
you know what I mean? Yeah.
But that's not a.
Like your big men don't want to run down the whole court and not get fed the rewarded. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, that's not really open. I mean, like stepping over a player.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, for sure.
It's about disrespect. Not your ego being hurt because me not getting a ball. So
well, I mean that's what happens though. That's why a lot of people. Players
to publicly disrespect someone.
I mean, trash talking, obviously. You know what I mean, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like that's a given.
Bouncing the ball on someone's face.
Excuse me, how you doing? Yeah, bouncing it, hitting them like that. You know
or from behind, like so.
Breaking somebody's ankles, obviously. Doesn't get much disrespect.
With a hammer.
Very disrespectful.
Get posterized. Now we're talking.
With a cricket bat to the ankles.
Just on the...
No, yeah, posterized. I would say that's got to be the top, Hannah.
What do you think about holding someone's jersey? Is that disrespectful? Or do you think that's just kind of like a dominance thing?
Nah, that's like part of the game, really. You know, if the ref sees it, they'll call it. But also at the free throw line when we were younger, when I was playing for Liverpool and that, as you went in, you know, because you'd line up, if somebody would shoot, then there'd be 3 people on each side. As you went in for the rebound, you just give them a little ball tap. Like as you were doing it. So then they'd be like, oh, and then you've only missed it, yeah.
That's a great
and
one.
then you can go like that, and you can hook them and go over and shit like that. You can go right through their legs.
It's one of the
take a little ball, just wrap them, boom, how are you? Good to see you.
Hello.
But yeah, posterized, like crossing someone up and making them fall over.
Blowing in their ear.
Blowing in their ear or face, Lance Stevenson, yeah.
Blowing
that's more confusing
in their mother's ear.
The disrespect, yeah. Whispering sweet nothings in their mother's ears, definitely. That's
massaging their grandma while making eye contact.
Blackface is mad disrespectful, obviously, as always.
I wish you didn't say that. It's very disrespectful. You should never do it.
Like Kobe used to learn off people's languages so he could trash talk them in their language, but that's actually like you'd be like, oh, you learned that from me. You know what I mean? That's quite nice, isn't it? Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But they'll put you off more because you got to process the.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an insult you have to figure out.
Well, KG used to do his research. Like Kevin Garnett, he was the crazy good crash talker. Like probably too far. Like he'll find out like a player went through a divorce, his mum died, and he'll just bring that up. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's savage.
Yeah, exactly. That's savage shit. You know what I mean?
That's
like,
savage.
He'd always apologise after the game, but I mean, like, you done it 82 more times that season. What are you on about? I don't think he was going around physically killing their mums.
No,
Or
just
banging their wives.
just reporting.
Yeah, exactly. That's it. Yeah, that's it, to be honest. Don't shoot the messenger.
Yeah, that would be good to find out information about someone that they don't even know and break it to them like live news in the game.
Exactly, there you go.
Like just buying stuff from TMZ.
Well, when they do that after game post,
You're going to get me too after the game.
What do you reckon about the game? Well, it's like, well, his wife's a whore. Women be shopping. That's what I reckon.
You did pull out an article. Okay, so who do you think?
One is pulling down someone's pants or whatever, like at the free throw line or something
and
like
then
that. That's
blowing in their ear.
The Japs ear.
I'm not gonna comment.
The Japs ear. You get it.
Is it? Why? That's not.
We'll have a listen.
I don't like it. I don't like your slurs, mate. You can save that for your comedy shows.
Dude, man, recording my special tomorrow. This will be out tonight. ID Comedy Club. If it comes out in time, come get a ticket. Doing King of Comedy. Well, that's a show, but I'll probably release it as jokes of a cruise ships. And after this, actually, I need a bit of advice on this. I'm going to play with Jamal, and I was thinking, so I'm going to do like the 30-minute, just whatever standard like comedy set.
No,
like footage. I mean, crowd work.
I'm gonna do this much comedy for it, but
I'm saying like.
How special is the special?
Most of it is just stand up. I'm saying it's me crowd working, but at the start I want to do like so I'm gonna be like maybe playing basketball there and trash talking the camera.
Yeah.
So I'm like, you can't fucking stop the king, you know what I mean? Big bang boom, and then it goes to Jamal just blocking the shit out of me constantly.
And that's like a metaphor for the show.
Yeah, no, and then I'm gonna have like a thing at when I'm at the show tomorrow, like before the one-on-one with the camera, I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm ready for this. Played basketball today. I was unstoppable. Nobody could stop me. And then it got to like earlier this day, and then it's just getting blocked and shit like that.
But your ego is big and you're full of energy.
Yeah,
and you're
exactly.
like, I'm gonna win.
Yeah.
And then the reality is just losing to a black guy.
Yeah.
Right.
And then it goes back like, see, I was great on the course today, so I'm going to be great on stage. And then something like that. Something funny. That'll be like 2 minutes. I just think it'll be funny. Like just starting the special off with low lights. Low lights instead of highlights. Yeah.
Low lights. That's a good one. I like that name. Low lights.
I know. I like that name. Look at this thinking about it now.
I am thinking about like low lights.
Give me. What would be the best low light? I mean, a turnover. That's a low light.
Oh my god, low lights.
Air balls. They're low lights.
I feel like that would be a good internet trend, just low lights, because they've always got like highlights, but then they should have low lights. Like
yeah. Like you got Shaq and a Fool.
Shaq and a Fool, but that's not. I mean, you can't Shaq and a Fool outside of the NBA. Like,
say it again. I like the way you say it.
Shaq and a Fool.
Shaq and the Fool. A Shaq and the Fool that comes up in the Fool. Shaq is on me.
That man is so tall, and he wore a cowboy hat, like one of the really tall. You know the celebrity hats, those big wide brim cowboy hats, but they got like a really tall.
It looks so small on his head, though, doesn't it?
That was huge.
Oh no, there was one the other day that he was wearing.
It was a fascinator.
It was
he was doing a funny for the Melbourne Cup.
Yeah.
You ever seen Shaq go to the Melbourne Cup? He was on those little fancy hats. But I was like,
have you ever seen Shaq and a horse? That poor horse is like, shoot me now for the love of God.
I saw that hat and I was like, he would be getting close to 10 foot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, once that hat's on, you're like, how tall is that?
So who do you reckon was under the hat? Muggsy Bogues or something?
I do imagine.
And then he just comes out and dunks it.
This is the new way, just hide the point guard in his hat.
But do you reckon that's a good idea in terms of me talking trash to the camera? Like, what else should I throw in there?
I had a threesome. And you just get blocked by a black guy. I think that's better.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think, like, by putting it on, do you think that within the 3 hours that you put that very well constructed sketch together, that people will make a decision to come to your show at 6:30?
No, this is when I released the.
Oh, your special?
Yeah. Just because, you know, they always do like a little interlude, don't they, or whatever the fuck, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just thought,
Yeah, I reckon you should do.
What do you think for promo? Why do people think that? What would that help? This guy's such a basketball. He must be good at comedy, I guess.
I reckon you should make a sketch where you're like, you're just yelling out different players' names and then doing basketball moves. So you're like Joker, Kobe.
Yeah.
But just fuck them all up.
That's true.
And then just
Simmons, and it's just me on the bench.
It's just you on the bench.
I That's funny though. Steve Nash is just checking his email for jobs.
It's like Ben Simmons. It's like Simmons, and he's on the bench checking article about Ben Simmons.
Yeah. What a fucking loser! He's got the yips, hasn't he?
I feel like he's like the Amber Heard of basketball at the moment, just like universally hated.
Oh, for sure, yeah. The Amber Heard of basketball, yeah.
It's just like he's not contributing anything. It's
all
exactly. Negative news, and you know he's citing that he has mental health problems. I mean, like he probably does now, but
I mean, probably no. I mean, he's just lost his confidence. That's all it is. You know what I mean?
I know. I lost my confidence.
You did you?
That's hard, dude.
You got it back, or
a little bit, yeah. Not like fully.
You're like scared of hoops now every time you see a net.
I'm not basketball confident. I just mean in general. Like,
you got the yips.
People,
yeah, that's true.
Moving forward in life.
Oh, you're back on the men, baby. I'll tell you.
Oh yeah. We had a show the other night, didn't we? That was fun. We did our first comedy show.
Oh, in Wollongong as well. The only city that'll still have us together. We had to go all the way there. Yeah. That was sick though.
It was fun.
You had your schoolmate there as well, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that was baller.
Sold out.
So of course.
Proven definition of sold out.
Yeah.
Which means 19 people.
Which is not even close. It means not even close.
You divide the amount of people there are by 2. No, you times it by 2.
Yeah.
And then add the remaining seats. So you always sold out, baby.
Yeah. So roughly you wake up with like 20 and then you had like 90 and you're good.
We'll finish this off with some.
We gotta wrap it up, yeah.
We'll wrap it up.
But I've gotta go and do this video.
But
apparently, of this reaction is not gonna be worth it, quite frankly.
Oh, you're gonna do it tonight? Nice. Okay, what do we got here? We've got this list. Blow up the 76ers or run it back?
I wouldn't say blow it up because
I mean, like
Embiid's
a bomb.
Prime. Are you talking about calling a bomb, Fred? Like actual killing innocent
every
women
game
children
until they blow it up.
You want Embiid for those TNTs?
He should go into wrestling, but anyway.
No, but I reckon.
Like, do you
don't give Harden the fucking 230 Supermax, whatever the fuck that is. Maybe get him to sign like a 2-year, 110 or whatever, and you run it back.
Yeah.
And then, well, I mean that's. And then after that, maybe in 5 years, Embiid's out of his prime.
Yep.
Harden's clearly leaving it. You want Maxey to come good, you know what I mean? Like
give him a supermax.
You do want him to have minutes and shit like that. He's still on the rookie contract, so he's laughing. So I would say, yeah, you got to give him a bit more. I'd try and move Tobias Harris, but nobody wants that big fucking contract, you know what I mean? So,
yeah. I think it's not much you can do except just tweak it.
Literally, you just got to hope like fucking that Harden plays better next year.
This is what's going to happen. Harden won't take 2 years.
Do you reckon he'll go another place?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. He likes Daryl Morey as his boy. You know what I mean? The GM, like he was the old Houston guy, and he got him to 76ers.
Yeah, but now he knows this is not only is this not his team, but the person whose team it is giving him shit. And the other thing, he's got Maxey, who's like climbing up the ranks. Like that's got to be stressing you out because it's like this guy can do your job.
But Harden is like, you think he's selfish because he was like leading the league and scoring a bunch of times and all that sort of stuff. But I mean, like when he had those 60-point games, they were triple doubles as well. So he does like passing the ball, you know what I mean? Like,
I know, but like when you're getting overpaid, like the media goes so hard on
they're
you.
gonna be like, oh, he's not.
So, like they're not nice to aging players on fat contracts.
Oh, for sure.
Like Harden will leave a team if he's not into it. And the thing is, like, Daryl Morey is his boy, but like Embiid runs that team. You know what I mean? Like he gets to call the shots. And
but Embiid needs
and he wants to win. He doesn't want to sit there on the big fat contract after doing with Simmons. Like his tolerance for bullshit is so low. And
but then also he's like, fuck. Embiid would know. He's like, who else we got? You know what I mean? There's no one else. Like he needs somebody.
He needs somebody, but you can go.
And Harden was still an all-star this season before. You know what I mean? Before like when he was at the Nets and stuff. So it's not like.
But like maybe he'll be able to. He might be able to pick it back up in the offseason. Maybe he needs another season just to like be with one team. Like the thing is that he can pick it back up. He couldn't do it as quickly as they wanted for the playoffs. Maybe there's also it's like you're playing a fool's game, being like desperate. Like, okay, we need you to play well now, and this person's like jumping around teams. It's like there's no patience. You know?
You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly.
Not everyone can just.
And everybody blames the coach, but it's like, how do you get all the?
You can't blame anything. It's like
pieces. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Anything time you try and rush something in life, you're like, you're the perfect person to fit into this thing. It's like there's so many other things
A lot of time on paper it never works. You know what I mean? Like even on paper, the Lakers this year should have worked. You know what I mean? Like on paper and shit, and the net should have worked on paper. But yeah, once that whistle blows, it's a whole different story. What else we got? A few more quick things.
Oh yeah. So finals. So you think? Who do you think is going to be in the finals?
I reckon it'll be Warriors Heat, but I want Mavs Heat.
Yeah.
You
Mavs.
agree?
I mean, I want Mavs.
I reckon it'll be Warriors 4-2, and I reckon it might go Game 7 for the Heat Celtics. I reckon that's going to be a beast.
Yeah. It'd be wild. If it doesn't go to 6 at least, it'll be kind of wild if they get done like 4-1. It'll feel.
I don't see it there. No. There's no way he was going to get the Heat can't get swept now, but there's no way Celtics going to get swept. You know what I mean? Like,
there's no way.
I mean, they were missing Marcus Smart and Hal Horford, so if they were going to lose any game, it's this one. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. Okay. So I think
the best defensive players. It's like.
I think Warriors.
And then Jimmy goes for 40 as well. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, he can't do that again, though. To be honest. Like.
Yeah, it's kind of wild though because you think like the finals is going to be like these teams really grinded, you know, like they like you think the Celtics like they played the Nets, the Bucks. If they get to the finals, it's like they've like that's why I think like they might win because they've just played the most savage teams.
Yeah.
They played like the NBA champions, like the team that they thought was going to be the NBA champions, and then the team that beat.
Yeah. That's the Nets, yeah, and then they beat who they beat after that? The Celtics, was it the Bucks? Oh, the Bucks, yeah.
Like
so the Heat have had the Hawks, and
this is what I'm saying. Like I reckon it's still like anything. I don't know for the
Heat had the Hawks. Who else? Who did you play second round?
I don't think how about this? The Heat are incredible, but the Celtics have never been this good.
They've had the toughest run, so far.
But they've also never been this good. So it's it could go either way, and the Heat can drop random games and come down like. They can lose chemistry, like they can bully Tyler Hero Robertson. He's not shooting well. Butler sometimes disappears and just gets like 15 points. Like he's not like Tatum superstar scorer.
I mean, he's a better defender. He's a better defender. He plays both sides of the ball better.
He plays both sides, but Tatum is just like he will get 43 games in a row.
He's breaking Larry Bird records. If you're breaking Larry Bird records, you know what I mean. It's over. That's
like he's not even close to his ceiling. So.
Oh yeah, no. I think he's only turned 25 now, maybe.
And you think
3 more years till the prime.
The Celtics have been wanting to get out of the East for a long time.
Oh, you're damn right. Yeah.
So I feel like they got the. They're gonna fucking go.
So you reckon Warriors Celtics then?
I reckon Warriors Celtics.
Oh, okay, and I reckon Heat Mavs. All right, sound. Should we do a little gentleman's bet? What do you reckon?
My debt.
Your debt? Almost got me, didn't you?
It's been very lovely being on your podcast.
Thanks for having us at the Club Brothers. Sam Kissajukian.
Thank you.
Together at last. Not just in Wollongong, on the internet as well. We're here, baby. Next season there'll be a fucking championship right next to that, I'll tell you. Once we get fucking D'Antoni or this is another part. We gotta go. Anything you want to say?
I'm a professional artist.
Yes.
I make paintings.
Yeah.
And they are for sale.
They are for sale. For sure.
That's not a joke.
Yeah, exactly. So if like you've got a kid or whatever and his finger paintings are a bit shit, you can buy these ones and pretend that it is. You know what I mean? Show off to the other Karens.
You can show off to all the Karens. You can be the talk of your friends. I've done a painting of Kyle, 2 meters by 1 meter, called "A Man Trapped in a Painting That He Doesn't Understand." And it's just him nude in a closet.
And if I ever look at it, it ages me. That's how it works. That's an old painting. I'm the young me.
Yeah. But you'll put the link in the.
I'll put the link in the thing.
Put the link in the thing straight to that painting.
Let's get it going. Buy that one. Quite frankly, that'll be the best.
All right.
In a
Thanks
bit,
for having me, Kyle.